Ooh, is the Stalingrad the counter to TWA's meta? I can't wait. This is going to be a sick game. Everyone needs to take 4 drinks because we've got 4 Stalingrads, and let's get into this. I'm guessing OM might split into groups of 2. 2 Stalingrads on either flank with BB in the center, and then mix it up with like a Zao Wooster perhaps. I don't know. We'll see how this goes when we get into the map and we can theory craft it together. There you have it. Russia versus Britain. Stalingrad versus Minotaur. There's even a Worcester each. There's like 1 Zal for 1 Worcester. And there's a Conqueror for its, I don't know, regenerative health benefits against the Montana. This is going to be amazing. Oh, what's... What's the deal? Oh, they didn't ask for a ready report. Oh, this is anticlimactic. I don't think OM's moving. Apparently they're not happy that there wasn't a ready start. Well, you're just going to have to hold on to your antsy pants because we're going to go in a second. One would assume that by clicking ready, you are ready. But, fair enough. I guess it's customary to say, hey, are you ready? Yep. And what about the other team? You ready? Yep. All right. And the casters? Yep, we're good. Let's go. I want to see this game. Oh, dramas. Dramas. What's going on here? I just want to see a game of Stalingrads versus Minotaurs. Come on, man. Let's go. It's high tension here, but it really shouldn't matter. Both teams are practically qualified into this game mode anyway. And TWA is, you already have the perfect counter selected. That's why you talk about it in chat to see if both teams are ready. And how is this supposed to be a tourney with low delays? That's true. I think we are ready again. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's got to be the same ship setups, which it is. I wouldn't be ready if I didn't click ready. Put it that way. So. Let me go. Yes! Let's go! Let's do this! Anytime now. There we go. So, apparently this is the perfect counter. 4 Stalingrads versus 4 Minotaurs. Something about the ship characteristics, just being able to it's possibly being able to overmatch the ships with the guns. And also the long-range multiple radars. Given how much more health pool it is and more tanky it is than the Moskvas. Clearly, an Orlands. We've brought Orlands when I brought Hashidati. Well, I need to bring a different ship next time then, don't I? Okay, the game is live. Stalingrad pairing into pairs. Yep, so... And that means you've got overlapping radars. So the smoking play by TWA will mean, are they a one-trick pony? This is the only setup they've ever done. You've got a 2 long-range, 1 short-range Worcester. The Stalingrads are detectable from a mile away, but once the fire actually happens, they should be able to, if they get proper to the island so they don't get like flanking fire, they have to get like within a certain, you know, distance of the edge of the map to kind of fire in. That would, you know, here's the map here. So that's within radar range, since it's like a 11.7 kilometers. So they'd be able to see, so everything that comes along and sees them, they'd be able to radar and they'd be able to shoot and they'd pretty much damage. And while that's going on, the stealthier Zhao, that doesn't have like a radar, but it's kind of like a sort of a bigger destroyer, as it were, from Vaningar, he's going to grab the ACAP. Locking Power is going to probably use his battleship into a position where he can fire over through C and also perhaps to the gap at A down into B. And then we have a double Stalingrad force of Greif and Commander Cornflakes moving around, probably to push into the C force. And then probably Vaningar is going to move over with the Stalingrads and back them up if it comes into a double Minotaur and 1 Worcester from TWA fighting against OM's group. See the map. And, oh! That is an information radar. So one of the, that could be the Worcester. Hold on, we'll check the Worcester range. No, he's well out. So it must be the, probably Banana. Or Bananbiba is doing an info radar. So he knows up to 11.7 kilometer range, which is this far away. So if you see the minimap, it's along this back line along here. What's there? And they know there's 1 Minotaur. And that's probably because the other 2 guys haven't got yet. I'm curious what TWA's counter to this is. Like, TWA knows that they are being countered, so do they play their setup differently? Both of them have got the capture points. TWA has a very slight lead, and it's going to come down to, you know, who gets the C and how does the C part play out. Now, on the far western flank, the Worcester Stalingrad, you know, combo from these 3 players over here, they don't need to go anywhere. They don't need to push either. I'm actually curious why they're pushing further south. You'd want to maybe be slightly further back so you could watch and fire across the flank here, unless, of course, they actively want to attack and go towards the B cap and pressure from both sides, not giving TWA any kind of island or land to hide around. The issue is if you all push down around here, they could, I don't know, maybe move up or something. It's to be seen, or maybe they fall back. I do like the fact that OM's taking the initiative, though. They knew, like, TWA is like a one-trick pony. They've only done 1 setup, even though it's extremely strong. How cool would it be if TWA had brought a completely different setup here? Because everyone knows this is how they play, so counter the counter. Mind games, but I guess we're not at that point yet. And the clicking on the minimap signifies we know ships are down here. We don't want to push. He's kind of watching the edge, anything come around. The Worcester's kind of like a closer spot, see if he can see anything. And this Stalingrad is watching anything kind of coming across. So the issue is, this group can't really support that group that much. I mean, I know the Stalingrads have got long ranges. And Stalingrad from Ban is also just to dodge some Minotaur Torps. Yeah, well, look, I mean, that's 35 kilometers away. That's 28. It doesn't matter what modules you have, you're not going to be able to support each other in the firepower. So the Conqueror is like the central linchpin, giving support on either side, but the two groups of forces are not going to be able to support each other, which might not be an issue. So first couple of shots going on Banan. I wonder how they see him. I mean, maybe it's like a proxy hydro detection on the island. On the reverse side, we see Mac in his Minotaur for TWA has gone into the sea cap, and Vanninger is reversing his Zao, maybe so that he can, well, if you can't deny the cap, you can stall it for points. And then what probably happens is, yeah, they try to take some shots on Mac. Well, they didn't hit him because the cap point's still progressing, so Vanninger stalls the cap, and then the two Stalingrads rotate around with their firepower, and they can then flanking fire and push anything out of sea, especially with their double radars when they're ready to position for it. And so there goes the cap, and here comes the Zao stall. Now, does he get counter radar? Does the Zao? Where's the battleship? Can the Montana see him? Because technically, the Montana is just over there, so he might be able to see him. Boom. Oh, here we go. This is going to be an important shot. Detection, counter radar, turn away, takes a chumping amount of damage, and it's 3 versus 2 here against the Stalingrads. Do they stay and fight? Greif is turning to maybe kind of pull out, and Cornflakes is doing the same. Incoming battleship fire, or maybe just fire from the Minotaur. Maybe Angelson's too far away. They see what's there and they're going to back off. He's going to take a lot of damage from this though. But I guess they realize they're outnumbered 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 for the battleship, which means on the far flank, the Stalingrad Wusosaurs are going to push up attack. So, quite detectable. I mean, they're in smoke. Probably this Worcester's doing because it's a visual scout. And this is what it looks like to play against TWA Daka. Just waves and waves of just Daka coming at you. It's truly terrifying, especially in my experience playing against it in my Hindenburg. I wonder if perhaps OM was just a little tad bit too aggressive. I mean, okay, he's probably got into stealth. He can heal most of it because most of it's superficial kind of HE or fire damage. Greif is practically untouched as well. They can pull back. And they know that there are 4 enemy ships, 5 if you include the Montana on one flank. That means the B cap is protected only by 2 ships. A Minotaur and quite possibly nothing else. Double Worcesters on the flanks, so it's double Minotaur possibly. Ooh, and low dodge. Yep, dodge. Of course, all of the Stalingrads are using our war paint. Just more of a parade paint, but there you go. That was a shot from the Montana as well. So I'm guessing that there is a Minotaur doing kind of stealth torping, kind of long range from this direction. Where the second one is, I don't know, but the fact is, this is where the attention of the Montana has been pulled away. And what does the TWA do? They stay in this group and then fight there, or do they kind of pull back? And what can the OM group do to kind of catch up? I mean, they're still slightly behind. In fact, the Zao's left the cap at sea as well, giving them more point generation. I mean, this is the initiative right here. And that's it. Sight's given. So they see, well, Banana's looking in the wrong direction. Maybe High Ambiff can help out. Ledger begins turning to have a look at Goat Wizard, and he's kind of running away, angled Minotaur. 17 kilometers away, that's a pretty difficult shot. Then again, for the Worcester, it's only 10, and the Stalingrad behind 13. It's a broadside Worcester, and they've lost sight of him. It's too far away. I think they've got their eye on some other prize. Legend has to be careful. Well, never mind. Here comes some more Minotaur shots. You'll see it has to be careful of a broadside. What are they doing? Are they just racing for the cap? Well, it's 3-on-3. Battleship with 2 Minotaurs. What is the other part of OM going to do in this scenario? Is the Conqueror able? The Conqueror's firing high explosive. Stalingrad's turning to angle. So he's taking some, but not a lot. I mean, are they trying to keep the push going? Because that's a flanking broadside fire on Bannon. They're focusing on the Montana. They're focusing on the Angelstone. I mean, some damage. I mean, the battleship's firing them. Oh, high on Biff. Conqueror. I guess they're just trying to kill off the battleship. When the battleship is the linchpin, isn't it? That's the thing that provides the flanking fire, and it's also the big tank of the team. Everything else is pretty fragile. They might actually be able to pull this off. Down to 17k with fires, incoming HE fire. Ooh! Stalingrad from Biff got a good hit, taking him from 17k down to nothing. Now, what's going to happen to Bannon? That's a big play, taking out the battleship. But they're going to pay for it with this Stalingrad. Now, he's inside radar range now as well if something happens. But his superstructure eventually is just going to become saturated. And he's looking like how... He's not taking a huge amount of damage. He needs to heal if he wants to live, though. Dodging torps. What does the rest of the team do? How did the team play? Well, they're going to get the cap. They're going to lose Banana. I don't think there's anything you can do about that. No, he was just the way he was positioned. So now what happens? The Conqueror moves up. He doesn't have to worry about kind of... I guess the cruisers can move up as well. So what happens next? Are the Worcesters and the Daka team able to break down these Stalingrads? Or is there like accurate return fire? We see that the one Stalingrad from Cornflakes who was wounded earlier, he's been harassed by 3 ships, Minotaur and double Worcester and Minotaur. And the annoying is element that the cruisers are keeping that sort of sweet distance where they're able to turn away, angle, and just avoid shots. And you have a system where the OM team need to make the shots count because their rate of fire is such that you get salvo every 20 seconds or less, whereas TWA just sticky tape your finger down onto the fire button and it keeps going. And we see that Stalingrad number 2 is taken down on the extreme eastern northern flank. However, the OM team are regrouping their ships, and what happens next? I mean, they have sight on the southern Minotaur. Is Lockenpower going to fire? Are they going to try and punish it? He's not quite close enough for a radar at 12.5. Oh, actually, you know what? The real story here is the fact that they lost 2 ships is the capture points. And then Greif goes into a very important cap stall. Because they were 900 points, they were about 2.5 minutes away from winning. So this is super important what he's doing right now. But Minotaur and Worcester are going to come around the corner. Does Greif have a radar? Because there's no one else that's near enough. He needs to punish or shoot anything that kind of spots him or shoots him. Yeah, just a couple of Worcester return fires, and the Minotaurs, they're basically their maximum possible range, tapping away. I think Legend is going to be the main focus here because he's just as squishy. I don't know if Lockenpower can get a real sight on something, and OM might win this just simply by getting points from ship kills rather than... Yeah, because they're surrounded on all 3 sides. I mean, Greif leaves the cap because he's been harassed. I'm guessing this is return battleship fire, but he's just going to troll and turn an angle. I think this is slipping away from OM's hand. They need to stall the cap, they need kills. But the battleship was easy. He was slow and sluggish. Legend just can't get away. Look at this Daka. 1, 2, 3. And whoever the other Worcester is, he's... Oh, yep, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, and then the 4. Legend can't hide. He's just going to get taken down. And that's probably going to win the game there. Oh! Mac taking some hits, instantly heals though, back up to 14k. Legend can't do the same. Down to 4.9. And he's going to be... I don't think he can go stealth either because... No, he could. He could go high. He could hide. He's got himself hidden from all the northern ships, but he's still taking damage. And... Well, the game didn't end because Greif and his Stalingrad was able to kill the Minotaur that was in sea. that was pushing at him. So it's still a dead game, and he's managed to lock out the cap point. It's still running. We've got 2 ships on the tail of Greif, basically firing into his backside. Worcester and another Minotaur just hiding in the island. And we see also the southern Worcesters flying over the island. So this is how they're going to kill him, and they're going to win the game or get point generation after that. Biff is just getting harassed from 2 sides at maximum range Minotaurs. How annoying is that? Radar is on the Worcester. They see him at 10 kilometers. But it's long range fire here. The theory was sound, and they're up to 901 points, but that Stalingrad goes down, and now the point generation happens. It's 20 seconds away. They need to kill it like instantly. And the thing is, they're just playing stealthy and playing max range. So TWA has played their setup really well, despite OM having almost what feels like a natural counter. Definitely more tanky, but the rate of fire of the shots means you have to make them count. And TWA very much playing like fire at range. I wonder, should, after capping B, should OM have just concentrated their entire firepower and pushed into the C cap, the eastern cap, and then after grabbing the eastern cap, the enemy team needs to come to one of your caps. But if you have a 2 cap advantage, they have to come to you, so you should lure them in. Maybe that's a different way of going about it. But TWA remains top dogs. They go 4-0 in terms of 4 wins. OM goes into second place with 3 wins and 1 loss, and we are waiting for our final game, game number 5.